Hey guys, it's Kevin DaSilva here with the Living in Los Angeles channel. And you know me, I like to keep you informed on what's going on in the real estate market. So let's take a look at the worst and the best neighborhoods in the housing market for 2024 here in the coastal Los Angeles area. So we're going to run down the list as you go down this email. If you don't have the email, we did include a blog link to the email in the description. So click on the blog link and follow along with me. Uh, if you need to, send it to your phone. But either way, the Los Angeles housing market itself did a fairly decent job. It was a pretty healthy market. And what I mean by that, when you take the fluctuations of the housing market out of the equation, the Los Angeles housing market actually appreciated a little bit higher than inflation. So the value of your home did better than the dollar. That makes a difference because if the value of the home doesn't increase more than inflation, then you're actually slightly losing money. Now, keep in mind with your home purchase, you aren't repaying yourself that equity if you were renting. Whereas with the purchase, you get part of that principal back and you're only paying the interest, which can be tax deductible. Talk to your accountant. Anyway, the summer was red hot in LA County. Prices soared, but the market would turn for the fall like it normally does. Rate cuts would actually prevent that from going all the way. Nothing really special here. Just a really nice, easy market, which I gotta say for home buying does make that a lot easier, a lot more predictable. We'll get into this year a little bit. Unfortunately, because of some fires, the housing market in 2025 is becoming a lot busier. A lot of people moving, renting, buying, investors buying to rent out, all kinds of stuff. But we can get into that. Follow us on our February market update. We'll cover all of that. The stats are still crunching right now. That said, there are some record pending sales taking place as we speak in in communities all over Los Angeles. Manhattan Beach, number two coastal community in 2024. It's the strongest market we've seen for Manhattan Beach in a long, long time. 2022 had a good run in the beginning, and then rates doubled, everything slowed down. The last time we saw this much pending action was in 2020. I don't know. People with a lot of money, they freak out and they start to try to sell their house. That said, this is the strongest year we've seen since the pandemic. Prices rose 40% over the course of the year from March to November. That's insane, 40%. Now, do keep in mind the average price per square foot did not give the same. And so what that means is bigger homes were selling on average. This is good for the Manhattan Beach market. It helps pull up the prices at the bottom. And then this swings out across the different neighborhoods. If you're thinking about selling, good news. If you're thinking about buying, get in early, although things have changed pretty quickly. Let's move on to Playa Vista. Now, Playa Vista was the number one top real estate market in the coastal Los Angeles area. Playa Vista not went up. Prices jumped in Playa Vista 47%. That's huge. Now, the cost of the home, which is the price per square foot, actually fell 13%. So just like in Manhattan Beach, bigger townhomes were selling on average, bringing the prices up. But the cost, of the cost per square foot of each of those homes is actually lower than if a one-bedroom condo was selling. Now, I have seen the prices of one-bedroom condos going up, moving up even into the $700,000 range. Top sales in Playa Vista last year were in the high $3 million range for a sizable house. We're talking about like 5-bedroom, 3,900 square foot style house. Santa Monica. Whoop, sorry. Roll one back if we're following along on the blog post. Mar Vista. Fortunately, Mar Vista is their number three worst market. So this is the first time we're coming across the worst market. I told you we'd identify the three winners and the three losers. Mar Vista, unfortunately, not only did prices drop 13% in Mar Vista, but the average price per square foot, or as I like to call it, the cost of the home, also went down 11% throughout the year. Just like most of the West Side, started out the year really strong. Um, Most West Side communities like Santa Monica, Venice had higher Februaries than they did summer months. January, February was the highest month in a lot of these communities. And yeah, I mean, it's the first time I've seen that one happen. Aside from pandemic, everything was going up in February and then it crashed down. And because the jumbo loan market would take a while to claw back. That said, Mar Vista is still a very healthy market with a lot of new construction options. Definitely check it out. Number two worst market 2024 in coastal Los Angeles, Santa Monica. Uh, the market in Santa Monica walked backwards just like the other West Side markets. Let me see here. The market cooled 19% throughout the year, but on top of that, the cost of the homes also cooled 8% throughout the year. So as you can see, Mar Vista actually does sit next door to Santa Monica in the southeast corner of it. And so we're seeing the same price fluctuations taking place in both of the communities. They do feed off of each other. When Santa Monica goes up in price, Mar Vista typically also goes up in price. People who can't afford Santa Monica really like Mar Vista because of its great elementary school, its neighborhood vibe, and when you're on the hill, you can have some killer views. That said, smaller homes aren't getting a huge amount cheaper in Santa Monica, so definitely be on the lookout. Number one worst real estate market in the coastal Los Angeles area. Sorry, West Los Angeles. West Los Angeles, West LA as we call it here. I don't use West LA on these videos because West LA does refer to Louisiana. And if you're watching this video, we're not talking about Louisiana. We're talking about Los Angeles area. Here we call it West LA, but West Los Angeles. Not only did prices drop 22%, which is the biggest, it's not the biggest overall price drop. I will get into the number one mixed market. But the cost of homes dropped 38%. It's insane. From the beginning of the year to the end of summer, that was the price swing that we saw. Things are obviously rebounding. We will get into that in our February market update, which is not this video. It is in a couple weeks. Next week is our featured listings, and the week after that. So, that said, let's get back to our best markets. Our number three best market in the coastal Los Angeles area is West Hawthorne. Now, we're watching this video and you don't know where West Hawthorne is. It's a neighborhood called Del Air, a gated community called 360, another gated community called Fusion, the more prominent community, Holly Glen, and then another community called Wiseburn. And I actually include Ramona in this because Ramona has good elementary school, good middle school. And the prices tend to trend very in line with the others. They do have a hierarchy, and we'll get into that in this video. We'll do that on our West Hawthorne dissecting West Hawthorne video. But that said, if you do click around the blog post, because that is tied to our website, you can visit West Hawthorne and see it for yourself. But here, let's look at this. Number three best market, coastal Los Angeles, is West Hawthorne. It was the strongest spring I've seen in a long time. Prices rose from February to July 28%. It's insane. It's like, almost a third more expensive. I still find the cost of the home, there's something also important. The cost of the home also went up 35%. So smaller homes are selling for more money, bigger homes are selling for more money. West Hawthorne, number three in the coastal Los Angeles, well deserved. I still think it's the best bang for your buck, but I'm also a little biased because I do own a house there. First house I ever bought. My kids go to school there. Absolutely love it. Torrance, great market, but didn't hit the top three. Move on. All right. Number one is Playa Vista. Number three is West Hawthorne. Venice is the oh, and Number two is Manhattan Beach. Number three is West Hawthorne. Let's talk about the number one mixed market. What do you mean by mixed market? What do I mean? Well, the number one mixed coastal market for 2024 here in Los Angeles was Venice. Why is it mixed? Well, let's look at this. Uh, Prices dropped 36%, and on paper that sounds absolutely disgusting. Like if you're holding a house in Venice, you would have been freaking out, but not really because the cost of the home went up 14%. So if the prices dropped 36%, but the cost of the home went up 14%, what does that mean? Well, it means more smaller homes are selling, and they're selling for more expensive prices. And it's true. The luxury market has not been as kind to Venice, although it's all changed now. In our February market update video in a couple weeks, we will highlight what's happening and our predictions for the rest of the year. Our predictions out of this were a very normal prices go up in the spring, come back down in the fall. If interest rates start to drop, which the it's there, like all the parts of the formula for it to drop are there because the Fed has already cut their rates. We're just waiting for a little less than desirable impact in the stock market for investors to then move to bonds, and then they lower the interest rate on bonds, and then your mortgage rate starts to go down. Perfect time to refi, perfect time to buy. But just keep in mind, if our economy is not hurting, prices are going to go up. And so that was our prediction: is prices will go up at a very normal rate. It looks like all the markets will continue in a very normal fashion. That was our prediction prior to the fires, and we'll talk about more about that because there are quite a few closings, quite a few pending sales that are taking place, a number of records on the amount of pending sales happening, the volume that are taking place in some of these communities. It is unfortunate why it's happening, but at the same time, people need homes and other people are looking to leave. So it kind of works out. Palisades fire, it was unfortunate, but yeah, everything will get better. Everything will get rebuilt. In the meantime, people are going to be looking for housing in other coastal areas because if you live in the Palisades, you obviously like the beach. That said, Venice, higher price per square foot or the cost of the home being higher, good for condo owners, good for small homeowners. But the overall prices coming down, not good for mansion owners if you own a really big house up until now. That is all changing because of the fires. The displaced population are coming back into Venice. And if you ask me 12 months from now, I'm going to put my money, if I had to make a bet. So I'm going to make a bet, a prediction. Forget the prediction I had before this video, before the fire. Here's my prediction. All the coastal Los Angeles communities um, south of the Palisades and Santa Monica are going to do well because of the displacement. Unfortunately, these people are moving into these communities. Rentals are very hard to come by. Some people are scared to rent their houses because of price gouging laws. They don't, if you haven't rented your house or had it on the market before the fire, there's only so much you can charge, and that might not be enough for some homeowners. It's based on a HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development. It's based on a price that they gave it, and so it doesn't take into consideration the reality of market prices. So I've actually seen a lot of homes be pulled from the market that didn't get rented, that had been on the market for rent, and this is driving people to instead purchase homes because for a lot of people, they're not moving back for a number of years. That said, if I had to pick any one of these neighborhoods, and I know I didn't talk about a couple of them because they didn't hit the ranking, like Marine Del Rey. Prices were down both on a gross level and the cost of the home level. Let's look over here. It looked like almost everybody got a ranking. Torrance, I didn't really talk too much about Torrance. It didn't meet in the top three. Marina Del Rey didn't meet in the bottom three or the worst three. But where I'm going with this is, if I had to pick one city or one area, is technically part of Los Angeles, that is going to see the best year-over-year price growth, I think it's going to be Venice. I really do, and I will put my money on it. I will see you in January and let's talk. But as we go through the year, you'll probably see that I'm right. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful day. If you want to know how this affects your home value, what you could potentially rent your house out for, comment below. We'll get moving for you and help you get these questions answered. If you're curious about how this helps your purchase options, do let us know. Rates have started to slide. So even though prices are going up, it can still be a good opportunity for you to get in before things get worse. And what I mean by worse is prices go up. So have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.